Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about the importance of changing your food environment. And I truly believe it's not only what you eat is important, it's also how you eat, where you eat, and how you feel about that. Food environment is a very powerful tool which unfortunately is, to my mind, really underrated. We pay attention to the calories, we pay attention to macros nowadays, we're trying to eat kind of more healthy, more clean, but unfortunately we still do not pay attention to the environment around food. Are we eating on the go, or are we sitting properly and eating? Do we just grab everything around or eating at the fridge door, or actually we go and sit properly at the table and placing everything on plate and like choosing kind of fancy and aesthetically pleasant plate and eating there. And even though it may seem like definitely not so important thing comparing to calories or macros, the food environment is much more stronger influence our food behavior than we might think. And sometimes I think it's even more stronger than your motivation, your goal setting, or even some kind of habits that you're trying to build around food. Why I think it's important? Because our food experience, our feeling connected to food and to this food experience definitely shaping our behavior. That's a very kind of shortcut to our brain, and we know habits, neuroplasticity, all that stuff that now it's getting popular in pop psychology. It's something that actually lead us to bringing something new into our life, to building new habits that we want or we don't want, but we're still building those new habits anyway. And when we control food environment, we control what we eat better. We are being more mindful. We are not getting distracted. We are not getting onto this autopilot mode. And positive food environment shapes our behavior way better, again, than motivation, than discipline, than goal setting, and then many other things. If we are eating on the go, or if we're just standing at the fridge door and eating, if we're watching TV or watching YouTube or playing games or scrolling mindlessly our phone while we are eating, we're actually not connected to food. And there is kind of like a gap. At one point, like we're kind of eating, yes, this food goes inside our body, it reaches our stomach, but at the same time, brain is not connected. So there is something like a gap between our stomach, between the process of consuming that particular food, and between the brain and brain experience of food. And this gap, this kind of disconnection creates a lot of problem. And you probably already heard that. In case you're not focusing on food, in case you're not present, in case you're not mindful about food, you can very easily overeat. You can don't even remember what you're actually eating. You don't get pleasure from that food. You don't feel kind of like satisfied emotionally and physically. You don't even feel kind of like full, because even though your stomach might be full and you have consumed enough calories and enough macros, just because your brain was not present, you were not kind of mindful about that process, it still creates this kind of gap. It creates this emptiness because you ate and you didn't eat at the same time. And very often we just don't even remember how much we ate, what we ate, because we simply are not connected to this process at all. So today I want to talk about a couple of strategies that help personally me to stay a little bit more connected to this process, to enjoy more my food experiences, and at the same time it helps me to deal with my food related issue. And I talked about that in many of my previous videos, that I do suffer from binge eating episode, emotional eating episodes. I do have strong cravings sometimes, and overall my relationship with food are not that good, not so healthy. And reason for that, some of the issues that I had earlier, my not so healthy history of dieting, and like there are many things to mention there. But anyway, the purpose of this video is to talk about tools that might be helpful to solve those issues. And the first one definitely here is this idea about put everything on the plate everything. And yes, like when I mean everything, it's like everything. Even if you have a bag of chips or some kind of sweets, even ice cream, definitely you may eat it just from the box, from the package, from the bag. But placing it all on the plate, especially on a nice plate that you find aesthetically pleasant, it's a total game changer. First of all, you kind of have this additional enjoyment, this additional pleasure, because you're not just eating from this plastic package. You are properly sitting and eating this nice food on the plate. You see the full amount of it. When you just take like a chip or cookie by cookie from a bag, you don't see the actual volume of food you're consuming. You don't see the amount. But if you put everything on the plate, even that gigantic bag of chips, you actually see the volume. And just seeing that volume already create this connection to the brain that you feel, okay, this is rather a big amount. So probably after consuming this huge amount, I'm kind of feel satisfied, kind of psychologically satisfied, mentally satisfied. And it's hard to explain that feeling in case you have never tried to do it, but definitely it's practically the same food. It's the same ice cream that you are eating just from the box, or you are eating on a nice like porcelain plate. It's the same bag of chips that you're just eating from the bag, or you just place them in a very nice bowl or plate, and you sit and you are not watching TV, you are not playing with your phone, you're just like present and you're eating those chips, you're eating that ice cream. It's not only about healthy food, it's about the food experience in general. When you are present, when you are able to see the amount, you are able to see everything, it's a total game changer. Next point, which is practical, I already mentioned, it's about sitting. I do believe that eating on the go, eating standing, eating especially standing at the fridge door, it's not healthy food behavior. And if we sit properly, if we are relaxed, and we understand, we kind of give our body the signal. Now it's a meal time. Now it's a food time. Now I'm going to experience this food experience, right? So it's a hard habit to form in case you have a busy life, in case you juggle many things during the day, family, children, anything else like job. It's hard. But really, those 2 minutes, 5 minutes that you're giving to yourself, it's so much worth it comparing to this hectic mode, which not only doesn't bring you pleasure from the food, but actually create a lot of other issues that sometimes we just don't even aware of. And next point also connected with that, again, something that I practically already mentioned, no screens. There should be no computer, no phone, no TV, no YouTube, nothing. There should be only you and food. Some people recommend also listening to some music, and I think it's okay. But to be honest, I believe music is some kind of transition period. When you get used to just scrolling your phone or watching TV while you're eating, probably just immediately going into silence mode might be tough. So music can be a helpful thing. But music is still some kind of distraction, especially if it has lyrics and you know the lyrics and you start singing along, or like this kind of melody that triggers some memories. It's not a bad thing, definitely, but I truly believe that the best food experience and the best tool to create this healthy relationship with food, especially in case you have some not so healthy history of having like food relationship at all, if you suffering from those issues that I mentioned earlier, probably silence in this case it's our best friend, because only silence helps creating this really kind of intimate moment with the food in a healthy, not strange way of that. So I truly believe that your food, your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and silence, those would be the best tools. Next point, which you probably also heard about, and it's very popular nowadays, it's this idea of engaging your senses. And it's like you are trying to be really present and really mindful about food. So you are trying to first of all look at that kind of visual senses, how it look like, the shape, the color. When you're eating, you are trying to understand the taste. Is it crispy or is it soft? The texture of the food you are eating, the smell. And the more senses you can involve, the better is this food experience. And it actually really helps to control the amount of food you're consuming, to pay attention to the quality, because sometimes when we are on this autopilot mode, we consume food which we don't, to be honest, we don't even like it. It's not so tasty. It's just some kind of like automatic behavior when we just like watching TV mindlessly and just like kind of having this action like plate mouth or back mouth. But being present and paying attention to the taste, to the texture, to the smell creates a completely different environment, and you understand that probably this food is really not so tasty, and maybe you would like to try something else, maybe even something more healthy, maybe not. But in this case, it's a very nice tool to build relationship with yourself, to have this self-awareness, to kind of build this even self-trust, because you are not just do not know what your body wants. You start kind of listening to your body, listening to yourself, and it helps not only with food relationship, but with many other issues that sometimes we are dealing with without even understanding and accepting that. The last point that I would like to mention is about dedicating a special place for food experience. And of course, it can be different places, but if, for example, you're eating at home, it should be kitchen, right? Or it should be dining room. Yeah, if you eat out, there could be different places. But I truly believe that eating on your sofa in front of TV, or eating in your bed, or eating in some kind of other places that are not designed for food consumption, it's definitely not a good idea, because it messes up everything. So we already know that if you eat in bed, it's also good for your sleep, and there is already a lot of science about that bedroom should be for sleeping and for some other things, but definitely bedroom, it's not kitchen, it's not your dining room, it's not the place where you're gonna eat. And separating this space for some certain purposes, for certain goals, really helps brain to connect immediately. Okay, you are in the kitchen, you are sitting at table, brain understands it's a meal time. You are in your bed, it's your sleeping time, or you are at your desk, it's your working time. But if food is everywhere, it kind of create this confusion for brain. What we actually doing? Are we working? Are we sleeping? Are we eating? What are we doing? And again, it may seem like a small thing, but once you start testing and playing around that, you can understand that it's really a very powerful tool to help you not only with your food-related issues, but also it's a sign of self-care. It's a sign of giving yourself your personal time. It's me time. It's a tool for building self-love, self-trust, self-acceptance. It's a way to build a good dialogue with yourself. It's a way to start listening to your body. It's a way to start listening to your brain. It's a way to create this connection between your body and brain, and many of us kind of have a very big gap there. And it doesn't mean that you immediately should start with all of these tools that I have just mentioned. Start with something that you think will work for you. Start with just one and build it up slowly. And the only way to change our food relationship, which we are not happy with, is actually to start doing something differently. And I think being mindful, being present are probably the best strategies in this case. So I hope you find this video useful. If you like it, please like it and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon.